Now, there are some people who work in places like these, some people live at places like these, and take clients to places like these. And to be honest, the de facto car is always the boring pickup truck. But it doesn't really need to be that way because there's a better option, and this is it. Alright, so this is the Fortuner 2.8 VRZ, perfect for those who work in city building blocks, live in condos with one parking space, and need to take clients to off-road places just to show them their mega projects. Don't get a pickup truck, get this. This is comfortable, powerful, and rugged. And let me introduce you to this a little bit more. So in the Fortuner range, there are three variants to be had: the 2.4 AT, the 2.7 SRZ, which is a petrol-powered Fortuner, and then this, the diesel-powered 2.8 litre VRZ. Forget the rest, they are rubbish. Okay, they're not rubbish, but compared to this, they are. This is what you want, the 220,000 ringgit Fortuner, and top of the spec, best looking, everything. This is what you want. Forget the rest, okay? The main difference between this VRZ and the rest that you don't want to know about is this front face. It's called the Legendary face. Why? Just call it legendary face or something. Legendary, I don't know. But anyway, this face is legendary. Look at it. Slim grille, angry intake, angry headlights. It just makes the car look really aggressive, and it's one of the best things about this car, this look. I mean, just look, this, it's just perfect. Okay, from the side profile, it's just a typical Fortuner silhouette, and it will not be mistaken for a Fortuner. But at the back, once again, the Fortuner looks stunning with that black treatment for everything from the spoiler to the taillight bridge. Just think about it like as one of those really dolled up chicks. Just black eyeliner, you know, pretty. This is what it is. All right. Okay, so now we're inside the VRZ, and another reason why I'm telling you to forget about the rest and just get this, the VRZ. Just look at the interior, okay? This interior is exclusive to the VRZ. What I mean by that is that it's got these red accents everywhere inside the interior, and it's almost like Lexus had a hand at designing this interior, and it's got soft touch places everywhere. It's still utilitarian. There's a cubby holder there, cup holder here, cup holder here. It's got a 9-inch infotainment screen, a 4.2 TFT screen at the meter panel, and everything's just really sleek and subtle. I mean, like, if you don't really look for it, you cannot find where to find control of the air vents here. It's just subtle. I mean, everything is just really nice, and all the soft touches, really nice. And this wood effect panel here, these buttons, they all just feel very Lexusy. So yeah, while I think this is one of the best interiors in any Toyota cars, except for the Camry of course, I still don't like these tweeters here. It's just very 90s. I mean, please, Toyota, integrate it into the dash or something. It's just sticking out. It's really sore for the eyes. Like I said before, it's really nice in here. And if you haven't noticed, the headliner's black. There's a pop-down TV screen here. There's aircon vents here. There's hooks at the seats. There's USB ports here. And the seats are really comfortable. I mean, just perfect. And guess what? You can be like, you feel like a boss in here. Look. Woo! Time to sleep. Okay, goodbye now. Like I said before, why this over a pickup truck? It's because a pickup truck does not have this. Yippee-ki-yay! Third row. All right. So that's what I mean. I mean, this can be your workhorse / family ride. And if you have more than 2 kids, voila, you've sorted. So why bother with a pickup truck? Like I said, don't ever think about a pickup truck. Just buy this. Alright, for some of you that still insist that pickup truck is better and really love your Hilux, well, let me give you a little tip. This has got the engine from the Hilux Rogue. Yeah, that's 2.8 liters turbo diesel. It's got 200 PS and 500 Newton meters of torque. Later on, when we do the driving impression, I'll just tell you how sweet this engine is, and it just feels different in this car for some reason. And to finish off, its ability to provide sense of premiumness, luxury. Of course, it has to come with powered tailgate. Hey. Alright, so when this is open, obviously you have a little boot. It's not the biggest, but I think like if you have two of those carry-on luggages, you know, those airplane ones, you can probably fit them here and then maybe stack a couple of bags on top. But you know, just get a roof rack thing and you'll be alright for more luggage. Enough of that feature listing, because I'm sure what most people want to know is what the car feels like to drive. Alright, so we're just moving out of the car park, and you know what, this one thing about the Fortuner's character, it's just like every single occasion, like moving out of the car park, it feels like an adventure. It just makes everything feel like an adventure. I don't know, maybe because it's like bobbling around everywhere, you know, it's got that feel like, hey, let's go and do something. Let's just get adventurous. Just gotta love that about the Fortuner. It's just got that character in it. Speaking of all this adventure, bobbling around and stuff, the steering on the Fortuner is quite good. It's got this thing called variable flow control. So what it basically does is, Toyota says that not only does it help improve fuel economy, it also helps with the comfort of driving, okay? So let's say you're driving at low speeds, you're going to get a lighter steering, you know, for those off-road moments, car parks, you name it. And then when you're going faster, the steering wheel will be heavier, you know, to keep you steady on the road as you're driving fast, bombing it down to Johor, Penang, wherever it is. So yeah, I can definitely feel that the car has change in weight in the steering, and I like it. And it's just one of those things that you just don't think about, but it's there and it makes the car nice. For you guys that have never experienced the Toyota 2.8 liter turbo diesel like the one in the Hilux Rogue, let me tell you a little bit about it. So it's a redesigned engine with an optimized cylinder block. It's got a better balanced shaft which helps with NVH, and you know what, you really feel the refinement in the engine, where previously I even had the personal opinion that Toyota diesel engines are a bit rough. Now I feel like, okay, yeah, not bad. So yeah, it's refined and it adds to the character of the car, where it's a bit more polished. And yes, it's the engine, although, like, you know, some people might buy the Fortuner and the petrol, I think, yeah, because it seems like it's a bit more refined. But no, the engine is fine. It's really, really nice. And let me tell you why. The other reason why you should get this engine over the petrol is because it's got 500 Newton meters of torque. And yeah, I mean, look at this car. It's trying to overtake me, and if I just go, ooh, I can just launch just like that. You know, the torque is instant from as low as 1,600 RPM. And if you put it in sports mode, which you can choose from down here, see what happens. Alright, so yep, just like that, we've reached 80. Okay, and now you gotta press normal again, or else just keep it at high revs. So yeah, a lot of power. What about the ride? Okay, the ride. So technically the Fortuner is based on the Toyota Hilux, but surprisingly Toyota managed to iron out all the niggles of the Hilux's ride, and in the Fortuner it's so much better. It's just really, really smooth, and there's no bobbling. Like, okay, I said there was a little bit of bobbling around, but it's, you know, it's a 4x4, you're gonna have a little bit of bobbling around, but it's not as like bad as a pickup truck. And you know, this just really, really feels like a monocoque SUV instead, you know, and I like that. You're really high up, but you don't feel like you're wallowing everywhere around corners. It feels quite planted. And yeah, it's just what an effort by Toyota to make this feel a bit more polished. It's like the previous generation Fortuner was really utilitarian. Now in this version, this most current version, boy oh boy, if Toyota sorted it out and make it feel less like a contractor's car, and instead, it feels nice, premium. It's everything, the ride, the touch points, the ambience in the car. It's just everything. It's just nice, including the seats. They kind of like buckety. They hug you, and there's quite good support. And I can see you just driving this car for hours and hours, being adventurous and being fine, and just not feeling tired in these seats, not being thrown about like the older generation Fortuner. Also, did you know that the Fortuner is best in class? Alright, that's just a joke, because I'm saying it's best in class because there is no class. This is the only car that is like this. I mean, yes, Isuzu used to have the MUX, Nissan tried to bring in the Terra, but yeah, nobody else has bothered to try and bring a car like this into the market. So Toyota was pretty much owning this. Toyota didn't let that, being like the only car in the market thing, spoil the car. They gave it their best shot to make this a really, really good car. Some people, if they're really dominating a market because they're the only one in it, then they wouldn't put so much effort. But oh boy, no. Toyota, UMW, they've really, really tried to put a great package here. Speaking of package, the Fortuner, the VRZ, has Toyota's TSS, Toyota's safety sense. So what that means, it's got dynamic cruise control, it's got lane departure, yaw assist, which I'll explain in a bit, and collision alert. Okay, so this lane departure and yaw assist, they work in conjunction with each other. Okay, and the thing is, right, if you ever had this feature in like some fancy car, you're gonna be like fumbling everywhere trying to find where can I switch this on, or going to the menu and looking for it. No, you're in a Toyota, so they've thought you gotta make it straightforward and easy to work. So there's just two buttons here. So on the left side is the lane departure, you switch it on. So just like any lane departure alert, if you go out of your lane, it makes this noise. Okay. Now on the right, the button, that's the yaw control button. Okay, so what it does is it's like a basic version of a lane centering assist system. Okay, so like what it does is just puts on some brakes on the inner wheel, whichever way you're going out, and it just makes the car move back into the center. So let's say if I'm gonna go out the lane here on the left. So the right wheel should be braking and push the car back into the middle. And yes, you can feel it. But not everybody likes to have it on. And yeah, in one of those cars, fancy cars, you'd have like, okay, like let me go through the menu, let's try to. Well, by that time you'd have hit another car. No, and this car, just press this button and it's off. All right, and that's its on-road behavior. Of course, the Fortuner is not the Fortuner without its off-road capabilities. And let's go find some rough roads and maybe some unfinished land and take this bad boy off-road. So can we find some off-road land? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go off-road and see what she's like. Alright, yeah, oh my god, she's still smooth. Alright, so this is what I mean. Toyota just got the balance right between making it behave on the road properly and being comfortable off-road. Just quite a nice balance. Why would you ever buy a pickup truck? I know why, okay, because this car is 50 grand dearer, but still, save up, buy this, don't buy a pickup truck. Most people don't carry a lot of stuff anyway. It's just really nice. You can just handle it, and just everything. It's also built soft. Build quality in this car is really, really good. There's no squeaks, nothing. And we're like not even on a nice road. Because I'm not bouncing around like I would normally be doing in a pickup truck, This car is just making off-road fun. I'm having so much fun going off-road. Ah, perfect. Fortuner, I need you in my life. This is so sweet. Because the suspension is really nice in this when it's off-road. It's just a lot of fun going through. You're not bobbing around like you are in a pickup truck or jumping around. It's just really sweet here. The balance, it's just as soon as it just got off-road, it just smoothened everything out. Doing it a little bit like bouncing around here and there, but there's nothing like I would be like complaining about in terms of comfort-wise. It's just perfect. This is what I call luxury off-roading, huh? Or gloff-roading, like glamping off-roading, huh? So there you go. If you ever need to bring your clients, to a development or one of your projects, bring them in this. They'll be in comfort, they'll be air conditioned, and you can see what's going on. Also, there's very little chance that this car can't get itself out of a sticky situation, because you can always just switch the 4 low, 4 high, which is like at speeds of up to 100 kilometers an hour. And also, if you really do get stuck, the Fortuner, just like the Hilux, has auto LSD, which will give you a little bit more traction over the normal, already excellent normal traction. So yeah. So there you have it, the Fortuner VRZ 2.8 litre turbo diesel. There's nothing really to complain about. For goodness sakes, don't buy a pickup truck, buy this. I know it's about 70 grand dearer for this, but you can go for the lower variants and it's still be more comfortable than a pickup truck. So yeah, just for something for you to consider about, especially if you ever need to impress your clients. This is the car for you. And to be honest, I like it too. Everywhere I go, I just feel like I'm going on an adventure, and that's what's best about this car. Till next time, thank you, bye.